Welcome back to Ireland AM.
You're very welcome back now. Furry, fun and friendly. We're not talking about our weatherman Derek.
It is.
Well, he is all three of those. It's the alpacas he is chatting to this morning.
Derek, how are you getting on?
I am furry and friendly. Good morning, team, and welcome down here to beautiful Newtown, Mount Kennedy. The sun is shining down in the Garden County. Good news all around this Monday. We're talking all things alternative farming, and Joe Phelan's with us now, aka Alpaca Joe. Good morning to you, Joe.
Good morning, Derek. How are you doing?
Great. Now, Joe, before we talk about our little furry friends here, and you've got a lot of them on the farm, let's talk about your background, because it was in banking, in fact.
Oh, yes. Well, my working life, yes, I spent in banking, 39 years in banking, you know, so brought up my family, got my kids through college. But once my kids kind of came out the other end, I said, well, what do I really want to do? And I didn't really know at that time, but I knew it had to be outdoors, and I always wanted to set up my own business. And here we are.
Now, you set up the farm, and in fact, you bought the farm, and you started quite small.
Yes, yeah. So when I started off, I had just 7 alpacas, and I was on rented land. And rented land around Dublin is really difficult, you know, so we kept getting moved, and we'd go into a place and we'd fix it up and fix gates and fences and all sorts of stuff, and then we get moved. So in 2019, I decided enough of this, so I sold my house in Greystones and bought this farm.
Now, you started off with 7 alpacas. In fact, where did you get them from originally?
Oh, all over the place. So I got 1 down in the Midlands, down in Mullingar. I got 2 up in Louth. I got 2 more up in Northern Ireland. And then I was minding 3 for somebody else as well.
Yeah,
so,
and now you're obviously farming full time. How many have you got on the farm?
I have 70 alpacas and 3 llamas now.
3 llamas,
yeah.
And a couple of them are new in as well.
Yeah.
So tell us about the alpacas. Obviously, they're originally from South America.
That's correct. Mainly from Peru, but Bolivia and Chile. So these guys are quite hardy animals, you know, so they're used to a much harsher climate than we have here in Ireland. The Irish climate is very temperate. So in South America, you know, it can be -20 at night and +30 during the day. So these guys have evolved to cater for those sort of extremes, you know.
Let's say the difference between that and, I suppose, sheep farming. Anyone watching it this morning?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
No disrespect to any sheep farmer, but I hate sheep. They break your heart, they would, you know. Alpacas are much, much, much better, you know. They're very intelligent, they're quite quirky. They don't break out, and if they do happen to get out and they see me come along, they'd turn on their heel and they say, oh no, I shouldn't be out, and they'd head back into their own fields, you know.
Yeah, now, Joe, you obviously have to shear them, and you say that the wool is actually quite valuable.
Oh, yes, yeah. Like, you know, it's a pity about the sheep industry that the value of the wool has gone through the floor.
So what are you talking at the moment?
They're getting 20 cents a kilo at best, you know.
Okay, and what are you getting?
I'm getting £12 sterling a kilo, you know, and more if for the really good stuff in niche mills, you know.
Yeah, but the thing about what you're doing, your operation, Joe, in fact, you're not actually recognised by the Department of Agriculture, is that correct?
That's right, yeah.
So why is that?
Well, they look upon these guys as exotic pets, you know, so they don't recognise them as livestock. And these are true livestock. They've been domesticated for over 6,000 years.
Yeah, but actually you do have a herd number because you have your own sheep.
That's right,
and another part of the farm. But in order to have the guys here, you had to get the herd number and the sheep number, right?
That's right. I had to get, in order to be recognised by the department, I had to get sheep. As much as I hate them, and that allowed me to get a herd number. And with the herd number now, I can apply for the various schemes that the department have.
Yeah.
But that's through my sheep.
And in terms of then health regulations, you get them checked not by the department but by your own local vet.
That's right. Yeah. So we are in a very high-risk area for TB, for example, surrounded by forestry everywhere, and the deer carry TB here, not badgers. And we have to test our guys every 4 months. So we blood test them. You know, we find the blood tests a lot more accurate than the skin tests.
Okay, so to make sure that the herd is healthy. Now,
yeah.
a couple of quirky facts about alpacas. We were talking about them earlier on. Give us a few.
Oh, well, alpacas, for example, I love alpacas. In 9 years of breeding, I've never had a night birth. They always birth. The girls always birth in the morning.
Why is that so?
And they self-birth. Well, you see, in their native South America, the nights are really cold. It can be -20. So if a cria, a baby alpaca, is born during the night, more than likely they won't survive. They'll freeze.
Okay.
So through natural selection, those that birth in the morning are those that have kind of prevailed.
They don't bite?
Oh no, alpacas can't bite, even though you see Sammy chewing away there.
Yeah.
They only have teeth on the bottom.
Okay.
And no teeth on top, so they can't actually bite you. And do you know what they love? You know, they eat grass, eat hay, but they love blackberry bushes.
Okay.
So we turned that to an advantage. So we'd leave the guys out on the lane, and they eat back all the briars off the lane. So they get a treat.
Right back to the butt.
Oh yeah. And so they get a treat, and we get our hedges cut.
Yeah,
so
fantastic.
it's really cool. Yeah.
Now, Joe, you also have students. You bring them over from abroad as well.
I'm very lucky to get our students here. So we have Arlene and Neil from France.
From France. And we're just going to pop over and say good morning to Nell. Good morning to Nell. What part of France are you from?
Hello, we're from Brittany. It's in the north of
In the
France.
north of France. And what are you studying at the moment?
We are in a lycée for farm works. We are learning to be owner of a farm of horses.
Your own farm of horses. And what have you learned down here?
Here we are here to learn everything about alpacas, like Joe learned you just now. And we also learn to be calm, patient, learn the culture of Ireland, English, to speak.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. And have you enjoyed it?
Yes.
Yeah, have you enjoyed it as well?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And Joe, like that's what it's all about. It's all about learning. In fact, you do your own tours down here then.
Yeah, so we do farm tours, but also we do our walks on the farm.
Yes.
So a walk is a 2-hour experience where the farm here is 90 acres. So we have about 8 or 9 different walks that we can go out on. And our customers get to take these lovely guys on a walk. They get to feed them. They get the opportunities for photos and selfies. And afterwards, we finish up with a nice glass of Prosecco.
A nice glass of Prosecco. The gorgeous cottages on the side. Before we wrap up, I know you work very closely as well with the Alzheimer's Society and the local nursing home as well. And you give back to the local community.
No, we do a lot of work with care homes with the Alzheimer's Society there in Blackrock because these guys have a very positive impact on people. So if you're suffering from depression, or you're lonely, or even suffering from dementia, these guys have a way of actually helping people so that it kind of seems to arrest them and brings back memories for them. Yeah. So it's really, really positive.
Which is great. And I know 2 of the guys are heading out this evening, aren't
That's
they?
right,
Down to the centre.
We're heading down to Blackrock this evening to meet lots of more new people.
Joe, fascinating insight there into alternative agriculture, into alternative farming. Where can we find out more online?
www.k2alpacas.ie.
K2 Alpaca. Thank you very much, and to our team here from France this morning. We hope you enjoyed that report. But for me, my little fluffy friends, look at this little fella down here. Look, twinning is winning. Back to studio. Give us a kiss.
Little Derek.
He's moving away from him. He's like, why is this strange man moving down by me? I'm having a rest. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you so much. So beautiful.
With the wind blowing on Derek's hair, it's the exact same some mornings.
Now, after the break, from dry summer skin to the latest TikTok trends, we've got some of your questions that have been sent in as well.
Oh, I'm loving the smell of that stuff. What do you reckon, Jen?
J'adore.
Sorry, action shot from the Skidner there. They're like, go on, shove something on. So we'll get her to shove more things on in just a few minutes on Ireland AM.